How about now? We good? Thank you very much for telling me. No wonder everybody's leaving. We good? We good? We good? All right, it looks like we're good now. I had to rush home. I had a work emergency that called me in the office, and then I had to go get my son from school, and I just got back, so I guess I forgot to turn my mic on. Anyway, I'm really excited for today's stream. We are going to focus on Rdna 4 today. There was a lot of negative press I kind of got when they were talking about using slow 18 gigabit per second GDDR6 memory. Made me want to do a deep dive into Rdna 4, and I found a lot of good stuff. Excuse me. So let's start with one thing too. Big shout out to Red Gaming Tech. I DM'd him, and he helped me corroborate some of what I said, and he was kind of like, no, this is not what I've heard, or this is what I've heard. So, basically most of what he said can be found in this video. I'm just going to skip the... Anyway, most of what he can be said can be found in this video. You should go check it out on his channel. It is a fantastic channel.
Early plans and designs for
So you really should go check it out. But what I want to talk about is I want to talk about it on two different fronts. I want to talk about it from gaming, and I want to talk about it from mining perspective. So I want to start off with just the GPU in general, right? And like I said, check out this video. Moore's Law is dead, did some stuff too. But the biggest thing, and I can break this down pretty simply, right? Yeah, Red Gaming Tech is actually really awesome. We go back and forth and share information on some things. I share some crypto insights and how it relates to GPUs, and then he shares some information with me. So the first big thing with I'm gonna type up some specs too. I'm gonna pull up a notepad so that you guys can see it as well. I'm just gonna add this while I talk about it. Like I said, I kind of am just winging this. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't have the prep time this morning. Let me add this to the stream real quick so you can see it. So just give me one sec. All right, so here's the notepad. So I'm just going to put this on like the side like I did with those overclocks so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's not a lot, but I do want to type it out so like you could just see it while we're talking. So here's what I know about Rdna 4. So this is what I know, and then I'll talk about what I'm using to fill in the gaps. So Rdna 4, right? Hold on, is this showing? Give me 1 second. Let me make sure. All right, so I gotta make the font bigger. Sorry. Let's see if that works now. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. All right, so here, what's going on, everybody? All right, so here's what I know. All right, Rdna 4. Okay, and this is common knowledge. Some of this is. All right, so there are two dies. There's N44, and then there's N48. All right, the big thing that I took out of both of these, all right, so there's two big points of information for each of them to try to simplify this as much as I can. All right, so N48 or N44 has a 128-bit memory bus. 128. Now remember, everything I'm telling you here is all rumors, so take it with a grain of salt. All right, but N44 is a 128-bit bus. Now, the interesting thing to note is the 4060 Ti is also a 128-bit bus, right? So just keep that in mind. So then N44 also has about 32 workgroup processors. Workgroup. Now, the thing you have to know about workgroup processors is they're basically the same thing as compute units. Now, some of you might already know this, and some of you might not. All right, so that's the biggest thing for N44 as far as a die. All right, now I'm going to talk about N48 real quick. Now, N44 is supposed to be like low end to mid range. I'll go into that in detail in a second. So N48 is the high end, right? It's going to have about 64 work group. So, and a 256-bit membus, okay, which is good. I don't really like the 128, and it's going to have 64 work group processors. Hold on, I'm typing this out. So remember, that equals compute units. So kind of like filling in the gaps, right? Hold on, let's maybe go through my notes. So this stuff is more or less confirmed, okay? Now, what Red Gaming Tech, Moore's Law, and other people have said to me, or have said, Moore's Law doesn't talk to me, is that the target performance is a little bit better than a 7900 GRE. So like they're going for the target performance is a 7900 GRE, which is pretty good. There was no target on the N44, but if you look at kind of look at some older GPUs, right? So if we look at the 7600 XT on Tech Power Up, right? If you look at the spec sheet of it, you will see, let me move this so you guys can see this. And if you guys are lost, stop me. I'm trying to make it as simple as I can. If you look, right, so this has about a 128-bit bus as well. And if you look at the compute units, right, where are they? Give me a second. I got to find them. Where are those things? I'm trying to find them. Right here. I'm blocking it. So if you look at the compute units, right, they're right. Let me move my big ugly head. They're right there, 32. So you can kind of infer, right, that at the low end, they're probably targeting like somewhere between a 7600 XT and I would think a 7700 XT, because I was checking out their stats too, and they also have about the same amount of compute units. It's about, well, it's 54, so it's a little more. But I was kind of thinking they were going for like a mix of a 7700 like non-XT was kind of like where I thought they were targeting it, right? So now this is like this target part, right? This is me. This is not confirmed. This is even less. This is my guess. It's like a 7700 non-XT. Okay, so that's my guess. Now, after I lost the scene, sorry. After I talked to Red Gaming Tech, and then I talked to one or two other people, and I was just watching some more videos and just trying to piece together information. There were some interesting things that I did not get confirmed. So the first thing that I was not able to get confirmed is we don't know if the BIOS is going to be locked down, which is a big deal, especially if you're a GPU miner. I asked around to see if anybody could confirm that it was either going to be like the Rdna 2 BIOS, you know, where you can do whatever you want with it. I mean, you see how awesome the 6600, 6600 XT, 6800, 6700 are at mining, or if it's going to be like the Rdna 3 BIOS. And we all know how awful the 7000 series is for mining. So I asked around for that, and nobody could confirm whether the BIOS is going to be locked down or not. Which is interesting because if the BIOS is locked down on these things, I don't think they're going to be good mining GPUs. Like, I think they're going to be terrible mining GPUs. But if it's not locked down, oh my goodness. If this BIOS is not locked down, these things could blow Blackwell out of the water. They could absolutely blow Blackwell out of the water in terms of mining. They could be the next gen Polaris. Like, picture a GPU like the RX 580 or the 480 or whatever that is actually efficient, that doesn't suck power like a monster. Like, we could be talking like 6600s and 6600 XTs on steroids. Now, this brings me to another point. Now, I poked around, you know, like I have very, very limited contacts. And when I say very limited, I mean like maybe like a little bit more than you guys who don't do anything with YouTube, right? So I asked about the price. Now, I heard some off the record things that I can't repeat, that I found interesting. But my guess, now keep in mind, this is my guess. This isn't backed up by any knowledge. Nobody's told me anything. I don't know anything. So what I'm about to tell you is just a guess. All right. I think the target price for the 7800, let me make this for N48, right? I think the target price is going to be 400 to 425 to 450, I'm sorry. And the reason I say this, right, with no credibility or no nothing, like this is just my opinion, is because if you go and look, right, like if you look at, let's look at Best Buy, right? If we look at Best Buy right now and we type in the 7900 GRE, okay? Now, if you guys aren't in America, you might not have a Best Buy. But look at the price of the 7900 GRE right now. It is $540, and you can buy it easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? If you're going to release an RX 88 GRE, let's just say it's the RX 8900 GRE. I'm pulling a number out of my butt. But whatever next gen N48 is called, if you're going to charge $500, nobody's going to buy it because the big supply of 7000 series will go down even less. So they have to make you want to buy it. So I mean, we could maybe get like a $400 to $450 RX 7900 GRE. And I think the craziest part of this, right, is if they price it at this, I mean, it's going to be the best buy for gamers. I mean, it's going to be a monster for gamers, right? But for miners, right, if these things are $400, okay, depending on what the market looks like, even if the BIOS isn't locked down and it's a less efficient 3070 in terms of, like, say, mining Ironfish. I did a video on Ironfish mining with the 7900 GRE and how terrible it was. It would still probably be worth it because you're going to pay like $80 more than a 3070, and you're going to have like warranty protection. Now, this is assuming the 3070 hits like $400, which maybe it will, maybe it won't. Or even if it's still current market, which is like $300 to $350, you're going to get a warranty. You're going to get a newer card. It's going to be better in gaming. It's going to have better resale value. So like, even if these things are BIOS locked down, I think they still could be not the GOAT for mining, but like solid for mining. But like, I think $400 to $450. I just don't think that they could do anything less. And like, especially if they're not going to compete with Blackwell, right? Like, if they're not going to compete with the 5090 and the 5080 this year, then why not get these out this year and just win the holiday season? Because why on earth would you buy, you know, even a 4090 at like $1,000 if you could buy a 7900 GRE at $400 or an 8800 or whatever they call it, right? From what I've heard on the internet, basically, like, I haven't had anybody talk to me about this, is that the only reason NVIDIA would release Blackwell early is because AMD's AI GPUs are gonna like be really, really good and basically force their hand on their AI GPUs. And because the AI and gaming GPUs are so similar, they are basically going to have no choice but to release Blackwell. But could you imagine, right? Like, if N48 costs $400 to $450, and could you also imagine if Blackwell paper launches, right? Like, if only a few people get 5090s and everybody's angry because, so like, on one half you have like a GPU shortage, and on the other half you have like AMD GPUs cheap and readily available. Like, that would be a boom for AMD. That would be crazy for AMD. Now moving on to N44, right? The pricing gets a little wonky there because, like, if they're going to go for like, and now remember, this is just me guessing, right? I got to make sure I put this in here. This is just me guessing, right? Like, if they're going for like a 7700 non-XT, if that's like their performance they're going for for like the strongest N44 die. Like the 7700 costs $400. So obviously it's going to cost less, but you have to make people want to buy it. And you can't price it too close to N48, right? Because do you guys remember the launch price of the 7900 non-XT? So like do you guys remember what let me look. I'm trying to find the Radeon pricing. I just remember that it was the 7900 GRE. Oh, here we go, right here. So the 7900 XT was priced at $900 at the launch price, and the 7900 XTX was $1,000. So it literally made no sense to buy the 7900 XT. Just spend the extra $100. If you're going to spend $900, what is the difference between $1,000? And I know some people will gawk at that, but like at certain price ranges, when you get so close from one range to another, then who cares? I think it's got a cost, right? Like, I think it's like if the 7700 XT costs $400, right? Which you can see it right here. I think it's got to cost like $250 to $275 is my thought. Like, I think that N44 has to cost, I think it has to cost less, but I don't think they're going to sell it for any less. I think it's got to cost like $275 is what I think. And I mean, if it costs $275, if they're going to release N44 for $275, it is going to destroy Nvidia in terms of gaming and in terms of mining. It's just going to just utterly destroy it. Now we know as far as mining, it's going to have a crappy memory bus, which is not going to be the best. But I mean, the 4070 Ti or the 4060 Ti does fine at $300 with that kind of memory bit bus. So if this thing is going to be $275, even if it's locked down, it might be viable. And if it's not locked down, if N44 is not locked down and it costs $275, guys, I mean, it's going to throw the used market into disarray. It's going to throw everything into disarray. Like, sell your 3070s, sell your 4070 Ti's, buy as many N44s as you can. It is going to be like mining I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it in a way that will not get me censored. It's going to be like the best mining GPU in the last like 5 years. Basically, in the last 6 years, it's going to be the new GOAT. So that's really, and then the final thing I want to talk about with N44 or Rdna 4, there was a lot of hubbub and hoopla about the slow GDDR6 memory that they're going to use. And I want to say that I love it because using GDDR6 memory keeps the price down, which makes these price targets somewhat like not me smoking hopium, and maybe they can happen. And number two, sorry, I got to take a swig of this. I'm going crazy. This is amping me up. To give you an idea, I was doing some research and watching Red Gaming Tech's video and talking to them. The memory, right? So it could maybe run at like they're thinking, right? Maybe the target could be like 570 gigabits per second with the GDDR6 slower memory. And if you look, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. I think I got that wrong. 18 gigabits per second, I think translates to about 576 in terms of performance. I'm sorry, 18 gigabits per second is like 576 gigabits per second or something along those lines. And again, I could be wrong on this, so stop me if I am. I honestly barely scratched the surface on understanding this. But the 4070 Ti only has 21 gigabits per second GDDR6X or GDDR6 memory. Like, look at this. And the 4070 Ti is a fantastic gaming GPU. like, I don't know why people are complaining that much. And in terms of like gaming performance, it's not really that much slower. You really don't notice it. Like, I remember what I was trying to say. The bandwidth would be very similar to a 4070 Ti from what I understand, using that memory, 18 gigabits per second memory. And the 4070 Ti has 21 gigabits per second memory, GDDR6X. That's what I was trying to say. I apologize if I botched that, but it is something that I very much barely understand, and I didn't get as much prep time as I would have liked for this video. And I'll probably edit that a little bit. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to start interacting with the chat because I'm going to turn this into a video, which is kind of why I just was kind of looked like I was just kind of telling you what I believed, and I was kind of ignoring you guys, and I'm not trying to. So that was it for that part. Now I want to get back to responding to the chat. I'm going to just catch up with what Chris Murphy said. As far as the wattage, I didn't hear anything. Nobody really nailed anything down for wattage, or I didn't see anything. But you have to expect that the wattage will be a little better. There was actually one more thing that I'm going to need to edit into the video that I did want to talk about, and this was gaming, and then I will answer all of your questions. This is old information, but they're talking about as far as ray tracing. They're talking N48 could have a slight bump in ray tracing performance, right? They're talking maybe like 25% RT increase, which would be a big deal, actually. So if you compare it to the GRE, right? I ran a Cyberpunk 2077 benchmark and in-game performance test. And at 1440p RT medium, I get about 38 FPS. If it's a 125% FPS bump like they think, then you're talking potentially like 40, 47-ish FPS. And depending on how locked down the BIOS is, you're talking like 50 to 55 FPS, which is a huge deal. And at $400, could make the 8800 or whatever N48 is going to be called a viable alternative to NVIDIA for 1440p ray tracing gaming, which is ginormously huge in my opinion. So now we're going to catch back up with the chat. Sorry, that was the last thing in my notes I wanted to read. I want them to bin some MI300s and give us... Yeah, so Chris Murphy says, I want to bin some MI3000s and give us some efficient Radeon 7s. That would be really cool. I actually got... I'll be doing a video on it maybe this weekend or next week. I started working on those GPUs I told you guys about, and 2 of the MI50s actually work. Now they're Radeon 7s, so they're not as good. And I haven't really pushed them too hard because I don't have them in a server case, but I'm really excited about them because they work, and I've never owned a Radeon 7. So that's really cool that they work for mining. What's going on, Mining Potato? Hey, Sadie. Hey, Golden Wolf. Hey, Zig Miner. Hey, Rob. It's good to see all of you here. Thank you guys for watching. I can definitely start answering some questions that anybody has about Rdna 4. Like I said, I'm not an expert. This was just me talking to 1 or 2 people and doing an information dump. I would definitely check out Moore's Law is Dead and Red Gaming Tech. I like Red Gaming Tech more, but I mean, you can't say that Moore's Law is Dead is not connected. We're going to talk about, Chris Murphy, we're going to talk about the 4060 Ti soon. After we move on from Rdna 4, I'm going to transition into the 4060 Ti because I've got some bombshell news to share with you guys on it if you already haven't seen it. Yeah, Chris Murphy, thank you for that. I kind of got some from a buddy and played around with them, but he actually said I should probably message you, and I messaged Rondi as well. Chris Hanley, Croupman, Tech and Mining, what GPU would you use for strictly rendering? Well, it's funny you say that because I've been complaining about my PC being terrible at rendering. And Pedro at PCMR DM'd or sent me a reply on Twitter, and he's like, dude, your GPU's not rendering, it's just your CPU. And then I realized that DaVinci Resolve, the free version, doesn't enable GPU rendering. So I'm going to be getting a new rendering program today or on Monday. And we're going to change my tune on that because I feel very stupid. Zigminer says N44 sounds like a better RX 6600 XT. Yes. So when I was trying to piece together what N44 was, because there's not a lot of information on it, I thought the first thing I thought was like a 6600 or a 6700 XT, and then if they BIOS lock it down, it could be something between like a 7600 and like a 7700, because the 7600 XT is super disappointing when you compare it to the 7600 non XT, because if you compare these, right, all that's really different is the VRAM, and like a GPU this week does not need more VRAM. So like if you have it right there, right? Let me pull up the 7600 non XT, right? So like look at it. It's all the same. I mean like everything. Look at it. Everything, even down the compute units. It's all the same. At least, right? At least with the 6600. Check this out. So like if you look at the 6600 and then we look at the 6600 XT, Tech Power Up is a godsend, by the way. If we look at these, like they're actually different. Like the cores are different. You know, the compute units are a little different. Like it's a different GPU. Like where are the where is it? I'm trying to look. Where are the compute? So the compute units are 32 and the compute units are only 28. So like these are totally different GPUs, right? Like the 66, I mean, they're similar, but they're very different. Unlike the 7600 and the 7600 XT, which are the same damn thing. Like they're the same. So I'm really hoping that N44 ends up somewhere between like a 7700 XT and a 7600 XT. I think we'll end up with like a 7700, like I said, like a non-XT, which could put it in the realm of like, I don't know, maybe like a 40. Like if we're trying to convert it to NVIDIA terms, maybe like a 40. I don't know, like a 4070, 4070 maybe, or like a 40, yeah, or like a 4060 Ti Super or something. But it doesn't matter because if the price is like $275, then it's just gonna blow everything out of the water. $350 4060 Ti sold like hotcakes. Lower end, yeah. So Zigminer says the lower end 7000 series were super disappointing. They were. Now, I would say that for gaming, there was a time before the Supers released and Nvidia had a price cut where the 7600s were actually like a really good gaming GPU. If you look at my last review on them, I was super high on it. But I definitely think it didn't age well, if we're being honest. But this is AMD's chance to really shine, but it all depends on the price. If they botch the price, these things will be e-waste. I was saying that I think these GPUs, N44 and N48, will either be the next generation Polaris, where they will be the next, they will be looked at like we look at Polaris, Polaris was like a game-changing GPU that actually still has value in certain applications today, which is outrageous because they came out in 2017. But if they botch the price on these things, there'll be another footnote in a series of bad launches in this generation, and we'll just forget about them. But you know, I am super curious to see when the price will leak. You know, could it leak at Computex? Who knows? I mean, Lisa Su's going to be there. So I'm hoping to see her. I'm hoping to see her at the keynote. I got my media badge to Computex. I got it. And I got a ticket to the keynote. Now, I don't know if it's first come, first serve, but my badge will get me into the keynote. So I am pretty excited about this. And hold on real quick. I got to mute you guys. You got to give me 1 second. I just got to call. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Nope. I apologize. I had an emergency. I had to take it. If I if I told you about it, it's actually ridiculous. I had um I had my BC 250s running a month ago with those loud fans, and I got a noise complaint on it, and I shut them off. Remember, I told you guys I shut them off, and the township called me, and they're always on my side because the people that would complain are ridiculous, and they're like, "Is everything okay? Are you like being harassed?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good." But I did have something in there that was loud, and it's gone. So, yeah, it was a call on the BC 250s, but they're gone. You know, the noise is gone, and yeah, what I miss? I see the Radeon 7 clocks. That's awesome. And Mining Potato, you're lame. Your team is bad. Your hockey team is bad. I appreciate you guys waiting, and I am sorry about that quietness, but everything is good. Um, those fans are incredible. You can't hear anything. Like, you literally, sorry, I have to follow up on all of this stuff. You literally can't hear anything. Those fans, I mean, I told you guys, like, I was a little worried about the BC 250's noise, and I had them off. And I kid you not, they're on full tilt right now, and you cannot hear them. Like, if they were to come out and be like, "Oh, I don't hear anything loud," then I'd be good. Because they literally were like, "Do you have like a fan loose? It sounds like something's bad." I'm like, "No, nothing's wrong. Everything's safe. Everything's good. And there are no problems." So, like, I'm just going to keep my head down, and I don't know if I'm going to have to go back and say something. But they were really nice, and that was what my phone call was about. So that's always fun dealing with that. But it's like, it's honestly, it's one of the reasons why I'm like so obsessed with, sorry, I got a bunch of DMs. But it's one of the reasons why I'm so obsessed with like safety and like everything else, because I don't need any issues with my shed. And, I'm, very much trying to make sure that there aren't any. Zigminer, you need to use those fan shrouds. They're life changing, dude. I actually have some wonderful BC 250 content coming next week. I'm not going to tell you what it is until it happens, but I'm really, really excited to share it with you. And yeah, those fans are like, you like, here, like these things, right? And it was funny because when I got a call from them, I knew what it was going to be about. These fans, dude, this is the shroud right here. I don't know where to put it. Like, I don't know where to put this. I just screwed them back on. These fans are so insanely, stupidly loud. Like, that wheezing, I would have, I was surprised I didn't get crap earlier with the BC 250s, if we're being honest. And like, I basically, like, when she called, or when the lady called, I was like, "Look, I had an issue for 3 days, and they were just like," I kind of wanted to be like a little vague, because I don't really want to tell them that I'm like crypto mining, but I was kind of like, "Look, they're just louder. It was just a part that I put in there that it was way louder than I thought, and I got rid of it." And she was like, "How long ago?" And I was like a month ago. And it's really just, and it's true, because it was about a month ago when I shut them off. And it's basically like his word against mine, and you can't hear anything. And I'm comfortable saying this online because, like, it's the truth. But you gotta get rid of these fans, guys. They're ridiculous. And they also use way more power. I mean, these fans use like 150 watts each. Or, yeah, basically. Or total, I mean, I think they're total. They use like 150 watts. And then you end up saving, like, with those 3 fans, you end up saving like 60 or 70 watts, which is really nice. And like, every little bit matters for those power supplies. And those fans, I have them at like 30% right now. And my BC 250s, if I'm looking at them in my shed right now, they're at like, and it's pretty warm out right now. They're at like 55 degrees. So yeah, I mean, I'm like you guys can't, Like, I'm literally going to review the BC250s, like, with the fan shroud and without the fan shroud. Like, I'm going to do an updated review on them. And I feel like it's a totally different review with this on or with the other fans. Because these things are just outrageous, honestly. Like, they're just, it just really makes it not usable. So, anyway, that was fun. Thanks for dealing with that phone call that totally derailed my stream, but that's half the fun, right? So, I did want to talk about something else. There's an article on videocards.com that is a little bit crazy, and it's from today. Let me find it. Where's video cards? Hold on. I don't remember the exact link. All right, so it's here. Hold on, let me go to the front page. So this is super interesting. Let me get rid of these N44 specs. We talked a lot about it. Hold on. Where is the... Here we go. Nope, wrong one. Bear with me, I apologize. All right, so... excuse me for that. N4060 Ti is in short supply, according to board partners. The site that aggregates news and whispers from board partner sources, AD106 Space GPU supply has decreased significantly. You know what that means, right? So mega-sized GPU, I was talking to him a few weeks ago, and he said there's a GPU shortage in China of the 4060 Ti's. He said miners are buying them up in a massive amounts of bulk. And I said I believed him because I thought this was the first sign of a shortage. And he said, what did you see in the US? And I said, nothing really yet. I think we'll see a lag time. But I did see the 4060 Ti Super go out of stock. I'm sorry, the 4060 Ti go out of stock at Best Buy for a little bit. It was brief, and it's back in stock now. But, like, I mean, guys, this is the first part of a potential GPU shortage. Now, I know mining revenue is in the toilets, and I know gamers aren't buying this, but I think a lot of people are buying for what they perceive the future holds and not necessarily what the now is. And if you don't want 3070s, you're buying 4060 Ti's basically. And I mean, gamers aren't buying them. So where are they going? They're going to miners. So it says on one of the sites, it says, at present, the supply of 40 series with various brands is still in short supply. I can't speak. For the 4060 Ti's, there's been major supply problems. That is very interesting. I wonder if we are going to start seeing a supply shortage. And I wonder if we're going to start seeing people importing 4760 Ti's overseas from the US. And if we see a 4060 Ti shortage, that is the biggest benchmark of a potential GPU shortage for me. Because that means miners are buying them and miners are buying GPUs in bulk. So I don't know if that is going to translate into a GPU shortage. I don't even know if it's going to translate, if this is going to translate to a 4060 Ti shortage in the US. But it's happening. It's slow and it's happening. It's like it's like something bad coming to our shores from overseas. Like, you see it, you hear it, and people warn you, and you don't care about it because it's not at your doorstep. So it's kind of like the same thing with GPUs. You see it, you hear it, and if it's at your doorstep, it's at your doorstep. So, you won't see it till it's here, but it's coming, and I think it's. I mean, I don't know how soon it's going to come. I couldn't even begin to speculate. I don't know what the supply of 4060 Ti's is like here. I personally, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not buying 40 series right now, and I'm not buying 30 series either. I'm not buying any of them. So like, I'm still high on the 40 series. I'm just not buying them. My cash flow is beyond limited. My power is essentially full. Like, I run at about 75% to give me room to hit the 80% mark when it gets hot. And I'm full. I can't buy GPUs unless I sell GPUs, and the price to sell them right now is kind of meh. Um, but I'll get into the card that I'm buying in a second because I'll transition into that. Chris Murphy says, I'm all about the Ryzen 9000 series. My CPU farm, Ryzen 9000 series, yeah, I mean, they're going to be good. CPU mining is good. I'm a little down on it right now because I don't know what the heck to mine. And my cubic luck this week is, I haven't hit a sold this week. Now I only have 4 on it, but last week was really good. And I think I'm going to pull the last of my CPUs off of cubic. And probably just go back to Zephyr until I find something. Like, I think I'm done with cubic, and I think I'm going to just liquidate my cubic holdings. I should have probably did that a while ago, but we will see. But I definitely think CPUs are very viable, especially if you have high power. Let's see what else people are saying. He also says, I don't believe that the card has a shortage. It's very underrated, and it's probably just not selling well, and they're trying to drive FOMO. I mean, Chris Murphy, that's a very, 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 very valid thing that could be happening. People could just be, or the AIBs could be leaking these rumors to drive the price up of them, or to drive the sales up of them. But I will say I own 14 of them. I know people who own 20, 30, 40 of them. So I know a lot of people who own a lot of 4060 Ti's, and nobody's upset about owning them. So I will say that I think the miners are buying them up, and I don't believe Mega Size GP was lying to me about Chinese conditions, because why on earth would he lie about that? What gains does he get, as the market in China is not the market in the US? Zigminer, all my CPUs are on Wart. Yeah, but my CPUs are not connected to GPUs, so I can't really put them on Wart. Jock McMiner, yeah, I'm done with Cubic. It was fine. I can't complain about it. It was better than mining Zeph. I'm going to turn some of them off, like the 5600X, and then I'm going to go back to Zephyr with the rest of them. Zephyr's in the tank, but at least the yield's solid. I mean, maybe it goes up in price. I don't know. Zigminer, how do you have them on Wart? Do you just have them on Wart because of do you just have them on Wart without GPUs? Because if you could just CPU mine Wart, I'll do that. What's up, Modern Miner? How's it going, brother? How's the channel doing? Saw your last few videos. They were awesome, dude. Don't buy BC250s for your basement unless you get fan mods, dude. You'll go nuts. But Modern Mining, you might want to take a look at those. They're actually pretty sweet. Mining Potato, you're just a crazy man who just has so much disposable income that I'm super jealous. Sure, they reckon a Sol Epoch could be $9. Sure, that's cool if it's $9, right? But like, I hit 14 last week at $3, $4. What were they? $4, $3, and even if they were 3, that's $42. I'd have to hit, if I hit, I don't know. So I guess that means I only have to hit 4 this week, but I haven't hit any so far, so I don't really feel excited. Yeah, Modern Mining, your farm's got to be hurting, brother. I was actually looking at your farm, and I was like, man, this dude should just be mining out of like paying for power out of pocket, putting a few rigs on whatever the most profitable thing is and selling into a lithium. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I was just thinking what I would do. Because my farm is only making like 40, 50 bucks a day profit. So, yeah, it's rough right now. But that new coin seems pretty solid. I've been meaning to, I got the node set up, and I've been meaning to put my farm on it, but I had to go into the office today, and then I had to stream. So I'll probably do it after this. I'm probably going to shove everything on it. Like all of my 30 series is going to go on it, and all my 40 series is going to go on it. And I'm going to see how I do, and I'm going to sell daily because I'm just going to sell daily. Because other reason I'm doing one GPU and CPU rig for free. Yeah, Mining Potato. I'm working with, I'm going to try to work with someone to build the perfect Wart frame. where it's just like one CPU, one GPU. Because the problem is, it's just like CPU farming. It's so difficult to scale. Like, a test bench takes up a lot of room. They're like my test bench that could hold one or maybe two GPUs is like 16 inches long and like 15 inches tall. So like that's not conducive to stacking them in a place. Modern Mining says, I am pocketing power, stacking some Nexa. Look, man, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong for that. Nexa's yield is stupid low. If I didn't have like a bazillion Nexa, I'd probably be doing the same thing. I was on Nexa day 2 of mining it, and that was some incredible money. Like, a lot of people made a lot of money. I sold my Nexa too early, and I didn't make as much. But like, I started mining Nexa when it was like 300 gigahash or 200 gigahash, I think. I was like 20% of the network for a day. That was fun times back mining Nexa like that. But the hash rate is really low. Like, it's like 400 or 4.8 terahash, which is basically like January levels before Nexa really took off. So, I mean, you're not doing wrong stacking Nexa. I have some GPUs on it, but I'm selling it daily because I have too much of it. Let's see. Run your highest wattage rigs on the 240 volt. I built a frame that holds 8. Well, Zigminer, put a picture of that in here if you can. Holds 8 CPU, GPU mining rigs. I guess you could just like stack them. I'm gonna use my phone for example. Like, just stack them and put brackets on them, kind of like a gutted case, like if you took an old case and you gut the frame and you took all the glass, all the paneling off, and it was just a steel frame. You could do that. My wife oh dude, the electric bill conversation. I have to sell $2,000 worth of crypto today. I've been dragging my feet, and this is D-Day, so something's getting liquidated today, so I can pay my power bill. So yeah, I should have did it a few weeks ago, but like, you win some, you lose some. But my new mining strategy, and I've been keeping up with it for 3 days now, I am selling daily. I'm selling $50 to $60 a day daily in power cost, and then the rest of it, whatever I mine after that, I'm converting it into a lithium. What's going on, Nerd Beast? I think if my power rate goes up, though, I'm gonna have to like turn off a lot of rigs or see what I'm gonna do. But right now, I have my whole farm running, and it's 170. It's not my whole farm. I have some GPUs offline. It's 170 GPUs right now. Let's see. So Wart, you can mine Wart off a riser, right? Because I have a small CPU GPU rig in my garage. I'm gonna put it on Wart, I think. Let's see. I'm just checking out my farm. Everything looks stable, so that's good. I had some issues with stuff crashing, and I'm glad I don't have those issues anymore. Yeah, Zigminer, that's what I'm gonna have to start doing. Like I was playing Russian roulette, and I'm overall I'm all right, but now I'm selling daily, and I told my wife, you're just gonna get a bunch of $500 batches of cash, and I'm gonna get what I think the power bill will be, because like right now my farm costs me like $70 a day. So like if it's not profitable, I'm getting off of it. Like, I have some octo miners just on iron and Zil, but I think most of my farm is on iron and Nautilus right now, because that's a combo that nobody sees and is actually like tied for profitability, and the hash rate is so low that if I get lucky and there's a Nautilus spike, I'll be doing all right. So all right, so Modern Mining asked so I'm gonna scroll up on the chat. I'm gonna start with Modern Mining. He asked, how do you sell for USD and not get killed by the fees? Well, and I need to do a video on this because this is really good. So what you do is I use the exchanges. I use XGigiX. I can't pronounce them to save my life, and I use TradeOgre, right? I sell whatever I need between those exchanges, all right? And then what I do is, and you can use Changely as well. Some of them aren't on Changely either. So you use any of those three, right? You convert them into LTC because moving LTC is like fast and has dirt cheap fees, right? So you convert into LTC and then you move LTC into Coinbase and then you sell your LTC on Coinbase and then you convert the USDT into cash and it goes right into your bank account. That's what I do anyway. The only fees you pay are the selling it on Coinbase. So I think like, I don't know, like if you were doing like $1,000, it's like 10 or $12. So it's not terrible. But that's how I move everything. And it's pretty fast. And as far as taxes, it's super easy to keep track of, which is nice because if you just bam, do it really fast, like LTC transfers in like seconds. So once it transfers, you just sell it or you can hold it and hope LTC goes up. And I did that for a while and I made some money off of it, which was nice. But LTC, Litecoin, is my mover of choice. Now, other people do other things, and I'm not saying this is the best, but for me, the fees have been super cheap and it's fast. So, like, I use LTC as my currency of choice. Like, don't do anything on the ETH network. I was using USDT BEP20, but I don't really want to work with Binance either. So, like, don't use ETH. Don't use any of that. LTC, guys. Convert everything into LTC. I mean, it's simple. It's literally like USDT to LTC, LTC out, and then LTC gets sold. And you're like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So modern mining, I hope that answers your question. Chris Murphy says, solar mining is the future. Yes. And I actually just had a tree. My neighbors cut a tree down, which was nice, which gives me more sun, but I have nowhere near enough sun to do solar. So that ain't happening for me. Jock Miner says, maybe it's just me, but crypto mining is now a full-time job, keeping up to date with what to mine, how to mine it. Yes, crypto mining is not passive income. It was for a little bit. Like, you have spurts for like a few weeks where like you don't have to change what you're mining, which is nice. But like today I had to get off mining Ergo because Ergo's not paying anything right now. So I had to change half my farm around, which was fun because it was mining Ergo. So that stunk. So like you have to like check it 1 or 2 times a day, and I'm selling 2 to 3 times a day. So it is very much a job right now, and it doesn't feel like passive income at all. Sadie sometimes asked, says rainy. It's warm in here. My shed, it's going to hit about 70 to 75 today, so it'll be nice to see how the BC 250 fans update. I'll probably do something on that. Let's see. Nerdbeast asked, do you know what the thread GPU count is for Wart? So as far as I know, you don't need as many threads as you think on Wart. I've seen some interesting things out there that I unfortunately can't talk about. Some people shared some stuff with me and they asked me to keep quiet involving Wart and thread count. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, feel free to talk about it in the chat, because I said I wouldn't say anything. I didn't say I'd stop any of you from saying anything. So I will not be saying anything about that, but there is some interesting things you can do with the Wart and the thread count. Keep scrolling. Modern mining, that's how I've been doing it. If it makes more sense to switch to USDT. Nope, USDT has crappy fees, and the little exchanges kill you trying to get USDT off of them. Right now, LTC is the best way to go. Let's see. He said if it makes more sense to switch USDT and send it. No, I mean, look, I think USDT's fees are too high, and I hate the ETH network. The ETH network's fees are insane right now. Chris Murphy says, if you have a lot of land, I don't have a lot of land, so we can get rid of that. I'm jealous. But Voscoin did a pretty cool video a few years ago of some dude that has like enough land where he put a ton of solar panels up, and he was able to power like a 200 GPU farm off of just solar. So TradeOgre's fees for moving LTC is like nothing. I know there are minimums for USDT and all the big coins like Bitcoin. They suck for all of those. Like I would never try to move Bitcoin off. If I had Bitcoin in Trade Ogre, I would literally just convert it to BTC and then send it to Coinbase and buy it back. Because like it takes 10 seconds to do. USDC though, the problem with USDC is where are you going to move it off of? I don't even know if Trade Ogre has USDC. Let me look. I'll check real quick if they even... I don't even know if they have it. Hold on. Okay, they do. But, all right. Let me see what the minimum is. So, the problem with USDC, right? It's an Ethereum token. Oh, my God. So, all right. So, why you shouldn't do USDC for Trade Ogre? The fee is $15 per transaction. What? That is absurd. So the fee is awful, and I don't blame them. They don't want you to move USDC off of Trade Ogre, so they make it really crappy to do, which makes sense. But I would definitely not use USDC. Don't move that off. That'd be terrible. Radiant got dumpstered. What's Radiant's price right now? Well, let's look at the Radiant hash rate while we're just talking. We're definitely at the point of the stream where it's just whatever you guys want to talk about. I talked about my big points. I'm probably going to turn that RXD or that 40 series. I'm going to take the first half of the stream and turn it into a video, I think. Because I think I had some really good talking points on it. Let's see what the network is. Oh my God. It's at an all-time high. That's hilarious. And what's the price? Is the price getting dumpstered too? Oh, hey, Nautilus is up. I'm going to sell it. I'll do that after the stream. And Radiant's price is down too. Wow. I mean, it's down a little bit. It's doing pretty decent, but jeez. Woof. Retro Tech Mike says, always check withdrawal fees. Dash is generally cheaper and faster than LTC, but LTC has direct trading pairs. Yes, so Dash is a good one too, but I don't think Coinbase has Dash. Now, I maybe I'm going to be proven wrong here, which would be kind of cool. Let's see if Coinbase has Dash. That would be interesting. Okay, so Coinbase has Dash. All right, so Coinbase has Dash. Let me see the pairings on Trade Ogre for Dash. Like if they don't have a USD, like a Tether trading pair, let's see. They do. Okay, so maybe Dash. All right. Hey, Retro Tech Mike, thank you for that. I'm going to try that. Is Dash cheaper? Retro Tech Mike, is Dash cheaper to sell on Coinbase? Because that's where I get whacked with my fees. Because if it's cheaper, then maybe Dash is what we should use. Because Dash is on Trade Ogre. And is Dash on Giggy? Giggity. Is Dash here? Hold on. Markets. Dash is here. Dash is on all of them. Okay, so maybe Dash is the answer then instead of LTC. Thanks, Retro Tech Mike. That's really good to know. All right, well, there's your answer. If you're still here, Modern Mining, looks like Dash is worth trying. So we just hit an hour. But I'm going to stay on because I'm enjoying it. We've got 32 people. Smash that like button. I'll stay on and I'll talk for I'll go in 15-minute intervals until we get bored or I have nothing to say. So Dash. All right. So maybe it's got to be Dash. I'm going to compare the LTC and Dash fees. Yeah, Retro Tech Mike. I've actually never heard of Dash until now, or if I have, I don't remember. Hey, Zapirate, I just saw you jumped in. Do me a favor. DM me your MI50 settings on Ironfish. I got two of them to work. Hey, 3 mil. Yeah, smash the like buttons. Dash. That's really cool. I'm glad I learned that. You learn something new every day. Never bored. Yeah, I'm never bored either. I think I have to do some yard work after this, so I'm kind of dragging my feet. I was going to film a video today, but I think I'm just going to use this part of the stream because I do like talking about Navi 44 or Navi, and I think it's a lot of good information that people are going to love to hear about. So, do you guys want to change the topic? Or if you don't, I will tell you how I'm mining. Ozzy says he still needs a ZIL flight sheet. Oh, yeah. I will try to... So, Wart ZIL flight sheet. I'll try to get... honestly, it's not hard. Here are the commands. I'll post... Here, let me get you the commands. I wonder if it'll let me post them in there. I'll post you the extra config commands, and it's basically a BZ miner you have to use for it and for Wart and ZIL. Let me... Do I even have Hive up on this computer? Give me a second. I'm trying to find it. Hive OS, where are you? You're not there. There you are. No, you're not there either. Are you? There we go. Hive OS. All right. Here are my flight sheets. Let me copy and paste this for you. This goes in the... this is Wart ZIL. I wonder if they're going to let me post this. They're going to let me send this. Hold on. Nope, they're not letting me send this. I can't send it. That's a bummer. Alright, they're not letting me send it, but... here's my Wart ZIL flight sheet. Right there. Right here. Just freeze it and you can see it. Oops. And here's what I'm mining right now if anybody wants to see it. Let's show online. This is what I am mining. Let me... Here. Let me see if I can get it bigger. Here. You can see what I'm mining. This is basically this is what everything is on. Oh wow, it's a lot of flight sheets. Anyway, this is what it's mining. Everything's basically on iron, Nautilus, or Chlor. And that's what I'm doing right now. We're going to go back to... I just want to leave the hash rate up. Did you guys see a lithium hash rate, by the way? It's lithium is officially beyond profitable right now. If you put it in the mining calculators, it's not good. We're almost at a terahash, guys. You should be off of lithium. JML wants me to talk about how the future of GPU mining is fish hash. You know what? JMIL, I will do that because I've got something fun that I'm excited to show you guys. I've got something really fun. Give me a second. I'm going to go behind the camera. Say hello to my new GPU. This is the only... I bought 2 of these this month. Do you guys know what this is? Can you guess this GPU? This is the only GPU that I am going to be buying. Not the only GPU that if someone sends me it, I will use it, I will test it, I will do whatever. But this is the only GPU I will be spending the precious few Crute dollars that I have on. This sucker right here. The 170HX. I have 2 of them. I paid $440 for these. I'm trying to get another 6 more of these for my first full 170HX rig. I want 6 more. And I'm really hoping that I can find at least 6, maybe more. It's kind of cool to actually own one of those cards, considering how expensive they were during the ETH days. Actually, what do these things cost at release? 170HX MSRP. $4,200. And I paid... If you tack off a digit decimal, if you tack off a 9 on that, I paid $430 after shipping and tax and all that stuff for them. Let's see. I'm catching up on chat. I don't know. I can't help you, Ozzy, with a Y iron showing low on hash side. 170HXs are going up in price. I found a supplier in China that I'm going to DM. I got to do that today or tomorrow. Probably today or Monday. I'm going to work with them. And I'm going to see if I can do something where I order from there. But yeah, I had a shot to buy 8 of them for that price. And I got greedy and I tried to lowball the guy. And he's like, nope. And he sold them. But I did snag 2 of them last week at $420. And I think at $420... they're glorious, man. Man Cave Crypto says I lucked out. Yeah, I think I lucked out on the price. I should have bought the rest of them, but I didn't have the cash, and I didn't really have a way to float that much money without gong selling some GPUs. But I think the person I found these from has so many of these that I could kind of order them as I go and be all right. And look, if I don't get any more than the ones I have, then I don't get any more than the ones I have. It is what it is. I'm not gonna panic buy or panic about these. Let's see. Might just get one. So the wattage with the BIOS mod is only about 200 watts. So I have a 3060 Ti rig that I'm gonna kick off all the 3060 Ti's and sell them. And I'm going to replace them. I'm going to replace 12 3060 Ti's with 8 170HXs. Because you figure it's the same wattage. And if you figure on like iron, right? I'm getting like 38 times 12 is 456 megahash on iron. And then 8 of these things is going to get me 1,040 megahash on iron. So it's like for the same amount of power, it's a no-brainer. Obviously, they're more limited in what you can mine with, but if you believe core algorithms are dying, which I'm not saying I do, but like right now, Radiant sucks. Like if you look right now, Radiant. So if we look at all the core algorithms, right, lithium's dead, right? This is a lithium. A lithium's dead. Radiant is dead, basically. Like if you look at Radiant, it's dead. For now, anyway. I'm not saying it's not, but the price has to go up. Because we just had a halvening and the hash rate is silly. So that's dead. And then you've got... So basically, what are you left with in terms of core algorithms? Caspa forks. So do you trust Caspa forks long term? Because I sure don't. Now I'm mining with them and I'm selling because they're still profitable. So I don't care. But like, I don't trust it. Is Graham a core algorithm? I don't know if it's a core algorithm. Duke Nukem says, told you about those BC250s. Listen, BC250s are good, and you're going to love the video that I'm dropping next week. For me, the biggest thing, as that phone call I took midstream tells you, the biggest thing about the BC250s is their noise of these stupid fan shrouds. And once these fan shrouds go away, I mean, BC250s are pretty damn profitable right now. So Pirate needs 2 more 170HXs. Go get them. Graham is down. I haven't mined Graham. I should. I don't want to burn my toy, but Ravencoin is pretty good. Look, my problem with Kapow coins is if I'm going to mine one coin, I'm going to mine one coin that uses less power. If I'm going to spend 100, if I'm going to mine 150, if I'm going to spend 150 watts mining on a GPU that's not like an HBM AMD GPU, or like a 6000 series, because they're pretty good on it. Like basically, if I'm gonna Kapow mine on an AMD GPU or on an NVIDIA GPU, it better pay like way more than I could get mining core in a memory algorithm. Yeah, FPGAs are coming for everything, but like here's the thing, guys. FPGAs don't kick you off the network. Like, I don't totally believe that a lithium farm was FPGAs. I really think it was ASICs. And as far as this whole Radiant thing, they could be ASICs too. You don't know. I mean, the Radiant hash rate doesn't just go from 69 terahash to 213 terahash overnight. Like, everybody's not going to RXD, especially with the halvening. So, you know, I don't know. What's up, Bojangles? Yeah, so it's definitely interesting time to be GPU mining right now. Like I said, I like, you know, I think the BC250s are a great buy. You just have to be able to power them and you have to modify the fan shroud. I have, like I said, I have some great content coming on those next week. But for me, Crute dollars right now, the very few I have are going towards these because I want to get more HBM cards because I do believe that fish hash is the future of GPU mining. I could be wrong, but, you know. And I think the price of the 3070s are going to go up, which is kind of nice because memory algorithms are starting to do pretty well. I hope core algorithms can recover, but we'll see. Let's see. We're catching up. Definitely ASICs. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think this is ASICs too. And I'm cool with ASICs. Like, look, I'm cool with RxD ASICs hitting, and I'm cool with the lithium ASICs hitting because then I can sell, and people are going to tell me the project's dead. But like, if you have a big bag of Radiant and a lithium, and you sell at the right time on the pump up, you're going to make a ton of money. And like, if that's the only money you make on GPU mining this year, I don't think you're going to care. So like, if we lose Radiant, if Radiant and a lithium die, I could care less. I know some people are going to get mad about that, and people are probably going to leave and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Ironfish VC heavy and regulations. Yeah, look, I'm not saying the future is Ironfish either, right? Like, I think Ironfish is too private for its own good. But what if a non-privacy coin starts using fish hash? Like, I only like Ironfish right now, and I said that I did. I told you guys I was in that talk with Ironfish last week, and I didn't even talk about the coin. I talked about the algo. Like, I don't care about fish hash, like Ironfish. I mine it because it's profitable. Once it's not profitable, I'm not gonna mine it. And I'll be excited when, like, if Carlson hash jumps over, if something else uses fish hash, because I think fish hash is definitely gonna be the future, or maybe Wart. Like, you almost wonder if you almost wonder if there will be like an algorithm that you need to have a CPU and it needs to use like one thread, right? Like, it just needs to validate that you have a CPU. It doesn't matter what it is, and it takes like one thread, and that'll keep ASICs off of it. Like, is that how you go ASIC proof and FPGA proof, right? Like, you require like a single thread from a CPU. So it'll be interesting to see how some coins try to avoid the massive centralization that's taking place. That, you know, I want to tell you I care about it, but like, I'm not saying it's good, right? Because I could easily find myself priced out one day, but I don't know. I'm excited for Radiant and a lithium to pump. I think, you know me, I don't talk about coins often, but I've been talking about a lithium, right? I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not telling you I believe in it. All I am telling you, and this is not financial advice, follow me at your own. I'm telling you the lithium price is tanking. And if you were ever going to buy into a lithium, banking on an ASIC pump, I feel like now's the time to do it. ASICs have CPU. Chris Murphy says ASICs have CPUs in them too. Well, that's maybe Chris Murphy, maybe they'll just make you use a stronger CPU then. Maybe it'll be like you have to use, like, I don't know, like you figure out whatever the most amount of threads an ASIC has, and then you require more threads than that. Well, we know Kapow is ASIC resistant, and we know Conflux. What algorithm's Conflux? Because I know they're Octopus. We know Octopus is resistant, but like Conflux doesn't. I don't know. But yeah, Zigminer, it is a great time to get a lithium. I am buying into a lithium every day right now. I'm not telling you guys to do it. I'm not telling you it's financial advice. I could get burned, and it's a risk I'm willing to take because I'm telling you, Bitmain is far too greedy, and these ASIC manufacturers are far too greedy to let a lithium's price go poorly, and I'm sticking to that. Ghost Rider algo is the future. Yeah, you might find in like the next 10 years that CPU mining eclipsed GPU mining. It would be very interesting if we were like done it. If we were done GPU mining. Let's see. ASICs generally have a GCPU to communicate with the FPGA. That's interesting. Chris Murphy, I didn't know any of that, so that's cool. Linux distro. Okay. I learned a lot of things today. I learned a little bit about ASICs. I learned about Dash. I learned about all sorts of things that I don't know anything about. Hey Sadie, sometimes thanks for that link. I'll check it out later. So I think I'm starting to run out of steam. So I'm gonna go for another 5 to 10 minutes max. We'll probably stop at 1:30. That seems to be like a good stopping point. So we can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. I mean, GPU mining is rough right now, no doubt about it. I gotta when I get off here, I gotta start looking at prices, right? I gotta start selling a bunch of stuff. Cubic is up a little bit. That's neat. I gotta sell a bunch of stuff, and I am not looking forward to it. And I think I'm gonna get rid of a lot of Ergo. Oh my God, Ergo's down. Oh, Ergo's back up a tiny bit. I should have got rid of Ergo 2 days ago, but I'm gonna do a big Ergo exchange today, and I'm gonna be pretty sad that I had to sell this low. But it is what it is. I don't know what bonk is. I got no bonk. I don't know anything about bonk. Mining Potato, I told you, you could put a link on the eBay store if you want. Feel free. He's got a sale on 1660s. Remember this, Mining Potato, free advertising. Thanks to Crootman. But yeah, go ahead, share your eBay store if you want. I actually am going to be listing some stuff too. If anybody needs CPU coolers and you want them cheap, DM me. I'm dumping my big box of CPU coolers for AMD AM4. I'm going to be getting rid of basically all of them except for like one or two, since I converted all to Deep Cool. Deep Cool is my preferred, but you know, if you want to get a good deal on some used CPU coolers, you should do it. Sell all your GPUs using more than 300 watts. I don't have any. So the only GPUs in my, so if we're looking at my farm, like the only GPUs I have that use more than 300 watts are like the 4080, which I'm not selling, the 3090, which is my original, which I'm not selling. And that's it. Like, I don't have anything. I mean, I have one 2080 Ti, which I'm keeping. Yeah, like if you look at my farm, right? Let's sort by. Hold on. Let's not. Let's sort by name of the GPU. So we'll X out of this. I have. I mean, I guess I have my. So my most power hungry probably is like my 90HX, which I paid $150 for. I'm not selling it. I'm just gonna keep it. It's probably almost made its money back, actually. I've had it on for about a year. A bunch of 3060 Ti's. They're probably my next thing that I'm going to sell. Ton of, you know, I have like 13070s. Just looking. 4060 Ti's, I got a bunch of. I'm not selling those. I'm not selling my any other 40 series. And it's just like a Navi 1 rig, which I didn't pay anything for, so I'm not going to sell that. BC 160s, and then a Navi 1 rig. Like, it's nothing I really want to sell except for the 3060 Ti's. Aluminum is 50 cents a pound. Yo, I have to sell. I have all of those mining frames. Honestly, like, if anybody wants one of my mining frames, if you pay me the cost of a beer or the cost of a Red Bull, maybe I'll just disassemble one during a live stream and I'll send it out to you guys. 90HX is not efficient. I know it's not efficient, but I paid $150 for it and it's profitable. It's not that profitable, but it's profitable. So I'm just going to leave it on. And it has fans. My Radeon 7, the two that I have, I need to put them in a server case. I think I have a sponsorship opportunity coming up that I might be getting some server cases that I'll be sharing with you guys. It'll be a big win for all of us. If I get them, I'm going to probably move the BC 160s in with the MI 50s. That's what I'm probably going to end up doing and run them all in the same rig. Because I think it'll be like, if all 4 of these work, it'll be 8 of those plus 4 MI50s or Radeon 7s. So we'll see. I know 2 are working, so that's cool. If the other 2 are working, we'll see. What else are we talking about? So what are you guys mining? Here, what are you guys all mining? Those instincts should be better than Radeon 7s because they won the Silicon Lottery. Yeah, I know that, but they're not the MI50s. So, like, they're better than Radeon 7s, but they're worse than the other ones. And they kind of stink so that you can't passively cool them, which is a bummer. So, not a fan. And I also, I can't, I just dropped something, sorry. I actually can't mine on my 170HXs till I get the cables in, because I don't have the cables for them. And I need some back plates. So, mining potato, you just get me whenever. You're good. Ergo, you're mining Ergo? Or buying Ergo. I mean, yeah, Ergo definitely goes up. Like, if you think this is the lowest Ergo's going to go, then sell it. I'm only selling some of my Ergo because I have to cover power. I got to pay the piper. So it's going to be Ergo and iron. I think I'm going to take the 2 biggest hits on. And I'm kind of annoyed that I have to sell iron in bulk because that's going to be a pain to convert because the only trade pairing I can see is iron and BTC. So I'm gonna put, so I gotta watch Seb's video on Unmineable. So I want to see if Unmineable actually screws people over or not. I have an affiliate code, but I haven't activated it. If I do Unmineable, it's gonna be with my 3KS zeros, and it's just gonna be putting them on Unmineable for Lithium, just to get paid out in Lithium. So, and I'm probably just going to let them go idle because I have enough Bunga. Like, I'm good with Bunga, and I don't know when Bunga's going to hit an exchange. And I feel like when Bunga hits an exchange, people are going to mass dump it. Like, so, So, yeah. You're mining Nuri, huh? 3 mil? That's good for you. I stopped mining Nuri. I went into Chlor after the reward reduction. I have a pretty decent bag of Nuri, though. So, hopefully it pumps. I've been watching it. Let's see. Dynex. Dynex is taking a beating, but what's the network hash rate of Dynex right now? If Dynex... So, it's funny, right? Since I'm not really doing a ton of triple mining in terms of, like, where it's super profitable. I mean, I am doing it, but not like I was. I almost wonder if it would be worth spec mining some Dynex. What's the hash rate at? I hate that you can barely even mine it with Zill either. Well, it's gone up a tiny bit, but network hash rate is pretty darn low for Dynex. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely done at 130. I'm fading fast. I'm going to take a break after this. Man, I don't need a 30. Well, so I had a 3080 Ti. I sold it. I would keep one for gaming. I'm not going to mine with it. Like I said, so I literally have one 3080, one 3090, and one 90HX. So it's not like I have a ton of them. Up since RPM switched his rigs. I haven't talked to Panda in a while. I knew he was in Hawaii, but I haven't talked to him since he got back. I wonder what he's doing. Or if he's even back yet. Dude needed a long vacation. Getting his butt kicked. I mean, it's hard doing full-time content creation. I couldn't imagine. Let's see. So yeah, I gotta swap. So when I get off there, I gotta do a big Ergo sale, which I'm not excited about, and then I gotta sell some other stuff. This is gonna be it's gonna be fun. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this at all. 3 minutes left on the stream. Any last minute questions or comments? I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. There is a new cool coin out that I am switching my farm to, I think, to see if I can make some money off of it. Should be interesting. Backwards Miner says he's doing Nexa, XNA, Alf, Raven, RXD, and Cortex. You're crazy, brother. I have 4 GPUs on Nexa, but I am selling those. I'm mining whatever I'm getting from those. I'm selling daily. I just moving all to USDT right now. But yeah, guys, it was fun. It was fun stream. Smash those like buttons. We had almost 40 viewers today. Nerd Beast, final question asked if I know if Cubic is still profitable. It's not for me, so I'm getting off of it. I'm going back on Zeph, because Zeph is what Zeph is. Worst case, I could always shut off for a little bit, but Zeph's profitable, so why not? Zealous is the coin. I've known about it since the beginning. Some people told me about it. I didn't trust the Linux miner, but some people were showing me some stuff that it doesn't use that much power. So I'm going to do it. Why not? Chris Murphy is saying 3080 Ti will hold its value. Yeah, I'm sure an RX 90HX won't hold its. I'm sure a 90HX won't hold its value, but like, I could sell it for what I paid, so I'm good. Nice backwards miner. I hope you didn't buy those 90HXs out from under me, because if you were the person that did that, I'm gonna be sad. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching the stream. Please smash that like button. Got some fun content coming in the future. Really, really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend. Have fun with your families. I'm probably going to go dark this weekend. I usually try to go dark on the weekends, so you might see me playing video games. If you do, come say hi. Maybe I'll be on Twitter, but I'll probably be mostly dark this weekend, so I will see you probably on Monday's stream. Take care. Have a good one. Peace.